Do you know someone who is functional on the outside, but fractured on the inside? Protesting. Is it changing anything? Let's start thinking differently. If protests really worked, there would be visible change. We are still protesting. There has been no change. Actually, things have been getting worse. Why? Because when we are anti something, whatever we are anti has to exist. Healing with the Rev podcast is going to bring you comfort, build community, and give you some inspiration to move forward. Pro peace. For those of you who are old enough to remember who Mother Teresa was, Mother Teresa during the Vietnam War was asked to come to an anti-war rally. She said, I will not be there, but when you have a peace rally, invite me, I will come. She understood the difference between anti whatever and peace. So let's be for peace. And peace does not mean sitting on your butt doing nothing. It's very active. I'm Reverend Teresa Heipel. I am your host of Healing with the Rev podcast. I have lost loved ones to death. I am here to honor your faith tradition, and here you can find peace, calm, and clarity. Peace starts with community building, one person at a time, standing for something rather than against something. When we stand for, we're taking a stance for what we want. Anti-war, anti-ICE, or whatever is going on today as you are listening to this, whatever we are anti really does have to exist. We're giving power over to whatever it is we are wanting to not exist. If we want to abolish something, we need to be pro whatever that is. For this, we want pro peace. We want to be for peace. I don't think anyone would argue with me about that, but they haven't changed their mindset from something negative to something positive. So let's build something positive in this world. Peace building starts with faith. Whatever your faith is, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Islam, or anything else, I say have a faith in a higher power somewhere, because life gets difficult. And when life gets difficult, sometimes we don't know what to do with that. Building with faith, people are coming together. They're learning together. They're expounding their beliefs. They're expounding justice. And aren't we all wanting social justice? Seriously. Drum circles. It's a great way to release pent-up emotions. At my church, we have a drum circle. And when I go there, I can pound on the djembe drums, as you'll see on this picture. There's a lot of djembe drums. It's a great way because you can come up with your own rhythm and you can come up with your own chant in your head. It's pretty awesome. The podcast format, we're going to have real stories. I'm probably going to be talking more than doing interviews. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some practical tips and some uplifting interviews as we go along. Expressions of heartache, honoring our pain. This woman is feeling the weight of her loss. Whatever that loss is, she is not sure she wants to face reality. Sometimes reality is really difficult because reality is not someplace where we want to be. But we are here and we are now. And if you're listening to this, you're paying attention. So you are present in this moment. She appears to be afraid to see what is in front of her, whether she lost a spouse or a friend or a child or lost a job, gone into retirement, doesn't know what to do with her time. There's so many different kinds of ways of heartache, so many expressions of heartache. And whatever you're feeling, know that you are in great company and everything you feel is all good. And so I would ask you to continue to watch these podcasts because they're going to be informative. Some of them are about loss of some sort. Some of them are about these protests and peace and how we can move forward. Honor yourself by doing what is right for you in the moment. Welcome back to Steady by Design. I'm Teresa. Today we're talking about something that doesn't get taken seriously as an emotional experience, but probably should. Boredom, apathy, the I don't care about anything feeling, the what's the point feeling. Now, sometimes boredom is just boredom. You need new input, new stimulation, something to engage your mind and energy. But sometimes, especially when it persists, when it has a heaviness to it, when I don't care feels less like indifference and more like exhaustion, it's pointing to something deeper. Surface it. Surface it, the texture of apathy. Apathy has a distinctive quality that sets it apart from other depleted emotions. When grief aches, apathy is flat. Where anger has heat, apathy is cool. It is not the acute pain of loss, but the dull absence of investment. In the body, a heaviness, limbs that don't want to move, a difficulty beginning tasks, even ones you used to enjoy. The sense that nothing really matters, or alternatively, that everything requires too much energy to care about. Sometimes a quiet background anxiety underneath the flatness. an awareness that you should feel more, and a fear that you don't. What is your apathy about? Is there a particular area of your life that's gone flat? Or is it a general fog that covers everything? Locating it helps distinguish between I need a change of scenery and I need to look more carefully at what's underneath this. Understand that what apathy is sometimes protecting. Here's a counterintuitive truth. Apathy often masks very intense feelings. For some people, apathy develops as a protection against hope. If you have wanted something deeply and been disappointed enough times, hope starts to feel too dangerous, and the psyche finds a way to turn down the signal entirely. Not wanting feels safer than wanting and losing. For others, apathy is a symptom of depression, which is a clinical condition that deserves professional support, not just a podcast. And for others still, apathy is a signal that you have been living in misalignment for a long time, doing things that don't matter to you, going through motions that someone else scripted, and the soul, which is not very good at suffering in silence forever, has gone on strike. Which of these resonates with you? There's no wrong answer, but the answer matters for what comes next. When we come back from the break, we will talk about move through it and anchor it. Let's pause here for just a moment. This is what I call the steady moment. A pause to remember that peace in the world begins with peace inside us. One thing I've learned from working with people over many years is that the world does not become peaceful through more reaction. It becomes peaceful through more steadiness. When your nervous system is regulated, your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become wiser, and your presence alone begins to influence the people around you. That's the work I do through what I call steady by design. I help people regulate stress, restore clarity, and return to peace, both in their bodies and in their lives. Because when we become steady inside ourselves, we stop reacting to chaos and begin creating stability in the world around us. And that is where real peace begins. Book your discovery call using this QR code. Now, let's continue. Welcome back. Let's continue on with Move Through It. Move through it, finding the thread. When apathy is deep, I don't recommend starting with the big questions, purpose, meaning, what you're living for. Those questions can feel crushing when you're already flat. Start smaller. Is there anything, even the smallest thing, that produces even a flicker of interest, a tiny, that's slightly interesting, or I'd mildly enjoy that? That flicker, however dim, is the thread. Follow it. You don't need a full-blown passion. You need a direction. Even a very small preference is enough to begin with. I'd rather do this than that. Start there, then do the thing. Not because you're inspired, just because you chose it. Action can come before motivation when motivation has gone offline. Anchor it. Meaning is not found, it's built. Here is something I believe deeply from my own journey and from years with others. Meaning is not a discovery. It is a construction. It is built slowly through choosing and engaging and showing up even when the feeling isn't there yet. The feeling follows the action more often than it precedes it. You don't have to wait until you care to start moving. You start moving even slightly, even imperfectly, and caring often follows in its wake. Your anchor, I don't have to feel it fully to begin. Even a small step toward what matters is enough. I am building meaning by moving. If you have enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe here. Your follow and subscribe allows me to make better quality content for you. I will bring in guests on occasion. If this message resonates with you, I bring the Steady by Design framework to organizations, communities, and events that want to lead with clarity instead of reaction. I'd love to continue the conversation. Thank you for sitting with this one today. Steady by Design is in beta. You can find it at https://steady-by-design.netlify.app. Until next time, stay steady. You were designed for this.